I went into performing for the community. Being backstage with your company of fellows is the best part of working in live theater. That energy, that combined focus, the synergy, it's addictive. In New York, the theater is a destination point. In Los Angeles, no matter how provocative, how successful, how star-studded the theater event may be, it is, at best, a second-class citizen. I think with challenge comes a little more fun. The greatest part of the job was, that was for 9 years it was a pleasure to go to work. Boston was a great town to go to college in. Maybe that's why there's so many colleges there. I love the town, and I loved Boston University. Every poker player, like every fisherman, needs to have a story in a box, and most poker stories are completely uninteresting. I have always wanted to play Sweeney in Sweeney Todd. Even when I was an actor in training, one criticism my teachers had was that I should think about directing instead of acting, because the best actors see the material they're working on through blinders. They can't see anything but their role. I could never really do that. I can get motivated seeing a kid at my son's school overcome a learning disability. There is no community service in Seinfeld, but rather than lauding that, I think it shows the insane banality of it. The downside of being a celebrity is that people kind of know about you, and you really don't need them to know about you, you need them to know about your work. I'm always more motivated by the pain of a funny character than by what makes him funny. Theater is very much the world I'd like to get back to, particularly in New York, both as an actor and director. Life and families and babies are all joyous gifts, but if we do not begin to truly account for our numbers, we will surely create an ecological crisis that will only lead to anguish and despair. We made a deal that was acceptable to us. We got paid very handsomely for our final season. I met the real George Steinbrenner on only one occasion when he actually came and played himself on an episode of Seinfeld. He seemed to really enjoy himself. I did not get to know him, but the fact that he allowed himself and his beloved team to be satirized on our show is an indication to me of his true character. I would work with any one of them again in a heartbeat because it was joyous and incredibly easy. Well, let's put it this way, I grew up in West New York, New Jersey. But one sets of grandparents lived on Davidson Avenue in the Bronx and one lived in Manhattan, and I had an aunt and uncle in Queens, so in my heart I was a New Yorker. You know, because of the lack of budget, we had to find neighborhoods where time had stopped, kind of stuck in the 50s, and no place had that better than Staten Island. The thing about For Better or Worse is the only thing that made me an okay director for that is that I have a sense of humor, and it was supposed to be funny. But I didn't know much about directing a movie. I still don't know much about directing a movie. The show is like an Edwardian play, emotional life gets stepped on for the sake of accepted manners, and that's terrific for actors to play in. I was heavy as a kid. I mean, I kind of got it together for a while there in my 20s and early 30s. I had gone to the doctor. The doctor said, "You're healthy as a horse. You've got 2 weight problems, 2 health problems because of your weight. Please do something." Jerry Seinfeld has an interesting theory. He goes, 20 pounds up or down, and you lose your funny. I kept being asked by corporations to do corporate gigs, and I said, I don't have anything. I'm not a stand-up. You want me to come sing show tunes for you? I don't think so. I know what it's like to be in the closet. I know what it's like to be bullied and attacked because someone or some group thought I was different or below them, so, I'm coming out of the closet as an ally of equality for everyone, as an ally to hope. Isn't it time you came out and told the world what you believe? Usually, characters that are doing something nefarious have some extra layers to them. The general rule is bad people don't necessarily think they are bad. I've gotten a lot of compliments on the Criminal Minds guy. I guess it's because the look of that character is so different from what people expect of me. I was a shy and insecure kid and didn't know quite where I fit. Comedy works best when people recognize themselves. I'm still bald, I just wear a toupee. I guess the Reagan era is defined as the "I want it all for me, and screw everybody else" era. Jerry Seinfeld made a puddle, I stepped in it, and wonderful things happened. The necessity for professionals in the entertainment industry is being constantly challenged. I cannot tell people who are struggling that I come first. I just cannot. If I could really move my career much more into predominantly directing, would jump at that. Is it my end-all and be-all to become a stand-up comic? No. I love smart comedy. Things that make me laugh range from a wonderful stand-up like Jerry Seinfeld, Louis C.K. and Chris Rock to my son Gabe, who does great improv work. I also look backwards to the great comedic actors like Jackie Gleason, Paul Lynde and Phil Silvers. There are always things that I'd love to do. As an actor, none of them are specific. All I'm looking for are things that are good quality, that are challenging for me to work on, and even better if I get to work with people that I respect and am excited to work with. I have no illusions about having another Seinfeld in my life. I find when somebody says to me, "I'm going to motivate you," more often than not, they're not going to get me. Broadway Bound is near and dear to my heart, as it was one of my happiest times on Broadway. Most of the musical film work that I have done has been in this realm of what I think of as real family entertainment. I have actually lost a couple of roles, film roles, because a director or producer thought I looked too much like George Costanza, and I could not get out of that box. I'm a singer and performer in a hybrid show that's stand-up, music and audience participation. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.